All right.
All right.
Episode number 7.
Woo!
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seven,
dude,
man.
we're on episode 7 already. Look at that, man.
My
Look
God.
what happens when you're just having fun, telling dick and fart jokes, and wrapping it all into sobriety. We made it to episode 7.
Episode 7.
So, introductions. I am in the middle. I am Joey the Moron. Off to my left.
And I am Jay Klein.
Mike Stewboy O'Brien, Addict Meth GHB. Represent.
All right. Well, we always
Mike.
get this. We always get this thing kicked off with our little tradition here. So, Jay, you lead that.
Yes. Allow us to get present. Invite our HP in this room with us. Allow us to get centered, get focused. And let us think about the addict that's still out there suffering. Maybe someone who is sober that's struggling. The friends and family members along with them that are struggling and suffering along with them. And the ones that unfortunately couldn't make it back. A moment of silence, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys can look at us and see that the table looks a little bit different, and I'm wearing a little bit of a different shirt today because we got some support. We got a little bit of support from a great company, Clean Cause Energy Drinks. Now, I'm going to cover 2 things. One, these things are absolutely delicious, and they do get you hyped up, and they use all the ingredients that are clean. They practice what they preach in these things. Now, that's number 1. The second thing is, and it says it right on the can here, so I'm going to read this because this is actually why we're kind of hand in hand here. 50% net profit support addiction recovery, or 5% net revenues, whichever is greater. So these guys set people up with sober living, with scholarships. It is a fantastic company. This company puts their money where their mouth is. Mm-hmm. And we are preaching the same exact thing. So you want a great energy drink, and you also want to help contribute to those struggling with addiction, hop online. Grab yourself a case of Clean Cause energy drinks.
Or your local convenience
store.
store.
Or your local convenience stores. Hop on their website, though. They've got all the flavors. They have some pretty unique flavors out there. I'm a big fan of the blueberry. That's why I've got that one.
I like raspberry.
Yeah.
I like all of them because I'm an addict and all whatever the fuck you put in front of me.
More.
So wanted to bring this little card to the table here. It says we have granted 5,012 people in sober living scholarships with a value of over $3 million, $3.1 million to date. That's incredible. Now, I want to get a little bit more specific about this because the guy off to my left here, he is a Clean Cause scholarship recipient, right?
I am. That's true. So my first go about of trying to get sober and in recovery, I will say, obviously it didn't last very long, but that's neither here or there right now. But I was moving into an Oxford house in 2021. I had absolutely no money. I was coming straight off the street, and I already knew about Clean Cause, but I wasn't exactly aware of the scholarship program that they offered through the Clean Cause Foundation. And I filled out the application online for the scholarship, and somehow I was one of the recipients and was lucky enough to be selected. And they contributed, I don't know what the number is now, but at the time it was about $500 to my living expenses of my sober living at the time, which was a huge blessing. So grateful for it. The people that they impact, the people they help. Like, a lot of these guys are like me. They're coming off the street. They have no money. I mean, we're living beaten path lives where every dollar, every dime went to drugs and alcohol. Living out of hotels, cars, on the street. Some people didn't have the blessing of having family members help them out. Some people already exhausted all those resources. I know I did.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I was able to receive that. I manage a sober living currently. One of the guys at my house just got a clean cause scholarship.
No shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And, you know, he came in and he was in the hole. And now he's able to dig himself out of the, he kind of owed bed dues. And now he's able to get himself out of there. And so he can get in position so he can start building his life back up, both in recovery and financially. So great cause, great organization, great company.
And
great
delicious.
energy, very
and
good.
a good energy drink, man. They really are. They're fantastic. So
Yeah. Get your drink clean.
so we're very proud to support them, and I know it's kind of mind blowing that they would even take the time to help support us in any way.
Yeah.
So that's great. So yeah. I want to get into. I had a buddy. We have a mutual friend, and I think today's topic is going to be a little bit more geared towards not the addict themselves, but the people who love the addict, right? People who support the addict. And again, we don't have all the answers here, but having some insights from the three of us, I think, might help some people out. So my buddy came to me, and he takes his daughter to Starbucks every morning on their way to work, and he sees the same kid in there every day. And it's when I say kid, I mean he's probably in his 20s somewhere, is what he's guessing. And he said he seems to be pretty well put together, but he's like, I'm suspecting homeless. He's in there every morning charging his phone, probably using the restroom, whatever he can do there, right? And he's like, he looks like a good kid, and I want to help him. And I've talked to you a little bit about this. This guy's got a heart bigger than most people that I know, and he wants to help him out. But he also heard some of our past podcasts and how just throwing money at somebody isn't always the right thing to do, because that could be enabling. I mean, you said it clearly. You're like, I do not want my $20 being the reason that you fucking die, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of truth in that, and I think he took that to heart. So I want to kind of ask you guys, maybe more, more geared towards you. I'll let you go second. But I know you were homeless, so that might be a little bit better insight. But I'll start with you, Mike. What would your take be, or your advice be?
I would say that, when I see people that I think are struggling out there, I always take time and talk to them. Like if it's somebody at a red light asking for money, I'll give them money, and I'll always, man, what's your name? Where are you from? How'd you get here? That kind of stuff. And I would ask questions. I would ask, like, who are you? What are you? Where are you from? How are you doing in life? Type stuff. And then make a decision from there, like, is this somebody that would like help? And is this somebody that I can help? Now, one of my biggest problems is I try to throw money at every problem.
Right.
And that's not always the best way to go, because then I'll get resentful. I'll loan money to people in recovery and they don't pay me back. And I'm like,
yeah,
but one of my friends always tells me that, something we don't do in recovery is we're not supposed to throw money at people. We're supposed to help them. We're supposed to, tell them where a meeting is, bring them to sober living, whatever the case may be. And if you, instead of loaning people money now, I'll give it to you if I have it. I don't loan people money anymore in recovery. But if I have it, I'll give it to you, But that's what I would do. I would ask questions, and I would see who are they? You could be dead wrong. But if it's somebody that is out there in the struggle, and you just go and say, hey, here's $20, I hope you get clean or something, you say the wrong thing, you might trigger them and you might piss them off.
Yeah, I mean, that was my initial inclination when you told me. I was like, and I think I brought this up with you, but it was, I mean, you can't be positive that he's an addict, number one, so, starting that off with the discussion, and this guy is probably one of the best talkers, that I've ever been around. So I don't think he's going to have an issue there. But I just thought it was an interesting topic to bring up for, just somebody who randomly wants to be nice and help somebody out, with just a big heart. So,
man, sometimes the best way you can help somebody is just talk to them and listen to them. That's why, I always make it a point when we see someone that's homeless. My daughter's real big on it. She has a bigger heart than I do, and she'll always be like, "Dad, can we give them some money?" And if we have it, sometimes she'll pull it out of her little back seat and say, "Dad, can I give them $1?" And when we roll the window down, we always ask what your name is, where you're from, how's your day going, that type stuff. I think a lot of times we see somebody like that and we kind of steer away. But for what? Like that's somebody's dad, mom, father, son. It's somebody. It's God's children no matter what. And I think that's the best thing you can do. And then you make a good, solid decision from there. Like, is this somebody that I'm willing to help? Is this somebody that's willing to take my help? And then, what can we do to make this a little easier for you? What can we do to make it a little better? If somebody's willing to take help, that's one thing. In my addiction, I didn't think I had a problem. So if you would have tried to help me at the wrong time, I would have been like, "Fuck, I'm not a fucking addict.
Yeah,
I'm in fucking Starbucks getting a coffee. You know." So it would have been that's kind of my take on it. But I know who you're talking about, and he's got a great heart.
Yeah. Jay?
This is a good question, and this is it's very hard to answer because it's not hard to answer, but it's like someone's like, what do you do?
It's a broad stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big recovery figure, Brandon Novak. Some people may have heard of him.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Should come on.
Hey, come on, Brandon.
Open spot.
I've already DM'd you on IG. Hit me back. But he did an interview and he said this thing. He said to enable an addict is to help kill an addict.
Right.
And if you would have said that to me in addiction, I would have been like, "Fuck you, dude. I need help."
Yeah.
Like, no. I need $20.
Yeah.
I need it. Like you're not gonna kill me. Plus, trust me, I'm good. But then once you get sober and you get your mind back and you don't live in some clarity. I mean, that's so true. Mm-hmm. Now, I've said this before. I grew up in a household. I grew up in recovery. I grew up in the rooms. I'm a product of that. Dad was a heroin addict. Mom was an alcoholic in recovery, still sober to this day since 1989. Stepdad met my mom in the meetings, in the rooms. I'm a product of this. I've been coming to meetings since I was 6 years old. What? And so when I was an addict in active addiction and growing up, with my parents, when they found out I was still living with them, it was very weird because like my mom was one way and my stepdad was another way. Mom was still, "Oh, that's my son." Motherly. So she was like kind of like trying to figure out how to teeter that line between enabling and helping, but this is my son, and I couldn't imagine what she was going through. And then my stepdad was more old school, put his foot down. Yeah. "No, you're out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
You're out of here right now.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to pay for your hotel tonight. You're going to sleep on the street. No, let's get him a hotel at least for tonight. And he's not coming back then." And then next day I'm coming back. Like because of my addiction, I really pitted those two forces together, not intentionally, but that's just how it was. And honestly, like, would it have been more? If the foot would have been put down long before, would things look differently? I don't know. I don't think there's a stroke you can put on this.
Yeah,
you're done when you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess
I will say this. When I was forced out and I was pushed out, I got more resentful. Mm-hmm. "Oh, you don't love me? You don't care about me?
Yeah.
Fuck it then. I will. Fine. I'm gonna do all the drugs then.
Yeah.
No one cares for me.
Yeah.
No one loves me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think with this one though, he doesn't even know if this kid is an addict.
Right.
So it's like it'd
be one of those situations. If we ran into him I guarantee you we could tell you if he was.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think the main thing though with this, I just wanted to share that tidbit just to give another side of
Yeah, for sure.
the spectrum. With that, I think bottom line is we should always approach people and approach things with love, compassion, and care and understanding. There's the old saying,
well said.
walk a mile in a man's shoes.
Yeah.
I think we need to get back to that and try to envision that because we don't know what anyone's going through, whether they're homeless or they're not, or they appear. You could have an exec downtown going to the same Starbucks, and he's probably got maybe the same problems, but they just don't quite mirror that.
Right.
We all just need to be more tolerant and understanding. But just establishing a connection and conversation. Love always wins. I'm a firm believer in that. And money, throwing money at the particular person is not going to help. But I've shared, I'm trying to get rich.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get rich for me. I said this last episode. I'm trying to get rich so I can give it all away.
Right.
I want to give it all away. I want to start my own free treatment center. So that way, because I'm tired of insurance dictating whether people get help or not. That's the biggest roadblocker between people getting help, in my opinion. I think we just need to have more access for help and resources. And money and insurance is the biggest reason for that not happening.
You know what's crazy is other countries give free insurance away. Like Mexico, you have insurance for free.
Yeah, Canada and stuff.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
a lot of countries that aren't nearly as well off as we are. And I bet you if you go to rehab there, it's done. But not here. Like the richest country, supposedly. You can't. No, you want to go to rehab? You have insurance? Oh, you don't? Well, then someone has to pay a lot of money out of pocket.
Yeah.
And it's thousands of dollars. Some of them are fucking tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah.
And that's insane to me. So I know that's something we all vision. Like if and when this thing blows up, we're going to help as many people as we can.
And that's why we believe so much what Clean does.
Yeah.
We can only hope that we even do
Half of what they did.
fraction of what they do.
Yeah, and that would be huge if we could.
Absolutely.
I mean, that would be huge.
Send people away every month to scholarship, and
Yeah.
that's one of our visions. That's something that we are going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, bridging into something else here, same vein, but it's going to be a question for you guys. I think it's like a little bit of a challenging thing. How would now recovered Mike and Jay, how would you have gone about supporting addicted Mike or Jay?
You want that one first?
Sure. Yes. Send me every Cash App request I submit. I need every fucking dollar.
Everything.
Do not deny this motherfucker. Kidding. Totally kidding.
Man. I got a good
Got the Cash App?
Yeah, Cash App $1.
$1. Yeah. No. Man, what would I do? It's really hard. I hate playing the what if or could have, should have, but if we're gonna look back and if I was to step back out of my old self and with my new self and
yeah,
that's hard, dude. That's hard.
we ain't doing shit easy over here, Jacob.
Yeah, you drop my government name. It's Jay Klein, sir. It's on the wall.
Says it on the wall. Yeah.
The FBI that's watching like it is Jake. It is Jake Klein. We found
Austin hat on too. You know where I live. You know my name.
his ass.
Nah, I'm very open. Y'all can follow me.
Please
So,
follow.
man, dude. Tough love, man. I hate to say it. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Tough love. My suffering probably wouldn't have lasted as long as it did had I man, dude. It probably wouldn't have lasted so long if I had to go through some of the harder things in the beginning. because, first 4, 5, 6 years, like, I mean, I didn't make it work, but I made it work.
Right.
And because I took advantage of the second chances, the third chances, the fourth chances, we'll let you back in, or, oh, you're going to get clean this time, we believe you, or, oh, you're going to get clean this time, we believe you, or, oh, let's just, we need, like, if I just would have went through, because it got worse every year.
Yeah.
It got worse and worse every year. And if we would have just, I mean.
So you're saying you would have given yourself the tough love.
Yeah. And I hate to say that because, like, that means I'm basically agreeing with my stepdad, who I went head to head with this guy. This guy is 6'4", 220 pounds, and I'm 160 pounds soaking wet on meth. And I'm trying to fight him, dude. I'm trying to fight him.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, motherfucker. I want to get high.
Yeah.
And I'm staying in this house, dude. I'm not going to the streets.
Yeah.
But if I would have went to those streets in 2012, 2013, 2014, I started experimenting a week on, week out, And then it was like 2018. Now I'm like homeless for months. And then probably tough love. But at the end of the day, you got to go through what you got to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just happy I made it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I almost did.
Yeah. Yeah. No shit, man.
I know during my addiction, the biggest enemy of mine is the person I see myself in the mirror every day. I was my worst enemy. And, man, I remember sending off, like, fucking cash apps or messengers. I need to pay my mortgage. Like,
Oh, dude.
it was crazy. I would ask someone for $500, and if they responded back quick, I'd be like, fuck, I should have asked them for $1,000.
That's
Fuck,
crazy.
I should have asked them for $1,000. But now I know in my head, they responded back so quick. In 2 days, I'll ask them for another $500 because they'll probably give it to me. I missed out on getting all of it from them, but I'm going to get it in 2 days, right? And then I'll worry about paying them back down the road. When I got out of rehab, I owed $28,000 to people. That's what I owed.
Fuck.
28 grand. And I remember I paid it back within the first year that I was sober. Paid it all back. And I remember the last person I paid back, it was my mom. She was the one that said, hey, pay everybody else back before me. And when I called her and I said, hey, I just sent that money to you, I got off the phone and I was like, fuck yeah. It was like the best feeling that I've had because I never thought I was going to pay these people back. They didn't think I was going to pay them back. So in my addiction, you can't enable me because I'm going to ask for more every single time. You give me $1, I'm going to ask for 2. You give me 100, I'm going to try to get 200. And it's not going to go where it's going to go. Like I remember I asked my sister one time, can you send me money for my mortgage? She said, no, but I'll pay it for you. And I was like, well, they won't accept your credit. I'm making all these excuses. They won't accept your credit card.
That's the worst response. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll pay it for you.
Yeah, I'll pay it. No, you can't. They have to. They'll only talk to me.
Yeah.
That type shit. Like, so during my addiction, I couldn't receive help because I didn't want help because I didn't think that I needed help.
Right.
I wasn't ready to take that step until I was ready to take that step.
So how would you have supported you then?
I would have definitely I wouldn't have given me any money ever.
Right.
There's no money given. I would have just given me love and let me know that, hey, I'm here when you're ready. And I'm here for you. It's the same thing I tell my people now that are still out there. Like, I love you from a distance. I can't be around you. But if you're ever willing to get sober, I will be the first person to fucking help you. You call me, I'll get you in detox. I'll get you in a rehab. I'll get you somewhere. We'll find you somewhere you don't even have to pay for it. And when you get out, we'll find you a sober living. But I would have needed somebody to do that. And there was people that did give me love and respect. But if you try to take my drugs away from me or you try to say that I have a problem, I'm gonna go sideways on you because I didn't feel like I had a problem. So I would say the same thing. Tough love. Someone in my family is going through that right now, and I won't say names because I didn't ask if I should do. I don't have permission to do that. But somebody that I love a lot keeps going in and relapsing over and over. Not over and over again, but they'll make it 4 or 5 months and then they'll relapse. And so one of my favorite people in my life calls me every day and says, what do I do with him? What do I do with him? And I'm like, he hasn't had that full experience yet. You got to let him keep going. You got to let him go, and you got to let him go and get his ass kicked a few more times before he's ready. Because until he's ready, he's not going to want help. Until he realized, I had to get to the point to where I know that I cannot touch drugs ever again. I will never be able to do meth again. And that's okay. But until I was to that point, I wasn't going to receive help. I didn't think that I needed help. And it was God's blessing that you and people from work, Brody came and put me in rehab when they did. Because that was probably the only time I've ever been willing to get that help. And it was God's blessing. So I'd give them tough love, give them love, try to find out what who they are, get to some information about them, and find out, is there something I can do to help you? And without putting money on it. Money's the easiest thing. That's what we always want to do, throw money at it. But
do you think that there is something that could have been said or done when you guys were using that might have gotten you to see that you had a problem?
Oh, for sure. But I already knew I had a problem. That was the hard part. That was the fucked up part. After a while, I knew I had a problem. I knew I was fucked up. I mean, you couldn't deny it. I couldn't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at a certain department store and I am clearing out racks and I got bottles of cologne stuffed in my thing, in my pants. I'll make an amends one of these days to you. It's a big one. It's on the way.
That's why Foley's isn't here anymore, because you were fucking it.
Put him out of business, man.
Jay Klein put him out of business.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. There was people that helped me along the way, and I never forgot. Every year, every stage, I never forgot. They did what they were supposed to do. I didn't forget the first time I got introduced to the program in 2010. I didn't forget my first sponsee and all the things he did. I didn't forget about the first treatment center I was at and the things I learned there. I didn't forget about the first sober house I was at. I didn't forget about shout out Slade S. RCL. I credit him. He's one of the few people that didn't give up on me, that gave me a chance multiple times. I didn't forget about that, even though I relapsed the first 2 times. But the third time I went back, it was, hey, come on in, brother. Welcome home.
Yeah.
And then I've been sober since I left that house.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Big shout out to them. I credit him a lot. There's a couple others that played a role as well. The seeds were planted many times. Like I said, I never forgot. I couldn't get away from the drugs, and I couldn't get away from the concept that I need this to be okay. I need this to live life. And I never gave myself a chance to heal, to grow, and to get away from the drugs and alcohol long enough to I could see that, hey, life isn't that bad. I can be okay.
Yeah, man.
I don't think there's necessarily one thing. All we can do is plant the seed.
Right.
And hope it fucking takes eventually.
But it's on me to take that seed and turn it into a rose.
Right. Well, so kind of what I'm hearing is sort of a tale of two halves here, because you said just very clearly, you were like, I don't admit that I have a problem. I don't have a problem. And
when I got to the point where I knew I had a problem, finally, I didn't know how to get over that problem. It had been so long that, towards the end of my addiction, I wanted to stop. I didn't know if it was even possible. Because I guess to answer the question you just asked, whenever I got to the point to where I was going to lose my daughter, that was the final straw for me. That was the only time that I thought, I've got to do something different. I got to figure something out. And You know, that was 6 years. She was 6 years old at the time. So the first 6 years didn't matter. But whenever that was going to come down to where, hey, you're about to lose your daughter, that's when I was like, okay, I obviously have a problem.
You're right.
I've lost a house. I've lost 3 cars. I've lost my job 4 times. I'm fucking selling everything to pawn shops to fucking get dope. I'm stealing other people's shit to fucking sell it to get dope. Might have a problem here.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know. I mean, I always say this, like, when you get sober, you have to reprogram everything in your mind, because for that long, I had drug addict tendencies and I had a drug addict's mind. So everything that I did was based off of, I'm high, this is what I'm going to do to survive. And even now, like, I have to stop and think, like, well, that's not the right idea, because I don't have to think that way anymore. Now I've got to make the right decisions. But yeah, you got to reprogram yourself. And I didn't know if that was possible, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was content with sleeping under a bridge.
That's it's like funny, but like not.
I was okay with it.
But yeah, that's
Bro, the things we justify, like at my house, my gas was turned off for so long that when I tried to get it turned back on, the city wouldn't turn it back on. They said it's been turned off for too long. We have to send out an inspector to make sure there's not fucking, I don't know, make sure it wouldn't blow up or some shit, because it had been turned off for over a year. That means for over a year, me and my daughter didn't have hot water, and we didn't have fucking heat for the winter. And I didn't give a fuck. Like, that, put some blankets on. We can take quick cold showers. I'm bathing a 2 and 3 year old in cold fucking showers, quick. And that didn't register that we might have a problem here. My water get turned off. I know how to turn that bitch back on outside, and I know I can get out there and turn it back on and get it for about 3 more days before they come back and put a lock on it. And then I'm going to figure out a way to fucking pay it. And if I can't pay it, well, my next door neighbor has a water hose. I'll just fill up my fucking water buckets with that. And that's what we use. Like, this was just a normal life for me, you know? Was normal. Electricity gets turned off. Well, as long as my cell phone's charged, I'm okay. You know, I got candles and shit. It's crazy.
I found myself in some very, 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 very bad places I hate to use this term. I think anyone can change, but there was some very bad people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I came from a decent upbringing. Didn't come up poverty. I didn't come up rich. You know, I was like middle, lower middle, maybe upper middle for a second, middle. You know.
yeah.
I would be on the street, and there would be times where I would just look around, and I'd be just looking. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be here right now. What? Give me my fucking dope. Let me get out of this motherfucker.
Fuck out of here.
There is roaches on the wall. They have bed bugs that are fucking. I'm not kidding, bro. I
Running
saw
trains on each other in this motherfucker.
I saw it, dude. And I'm just looking. I'm like, now I'm living underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
But I'm very rarely am I sleeping though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, how are you sleeping like this? Some of the conditions I've seen that people were living in made the bridge look okay.
Oh, yeah. Some of the trap houses, I've seen them.
Oh, my God, dude. There's stories I can't say because they're just so graphic that you want to talk about editing out. Like, there's some things I can't share on here that I've seen.
Nowhere that we would be caught dead today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm going back, just not high.
Yeah.
I'm going back to bring some motherfuckers out.
Right.
Yeah.
But
You know what I'm
nowhere that you would sit and chill and fucking like, I would smoke meth around like fucking the worst of the worst of the worst looking houses. And I was like, man, I need to go back to where I'm from.
Yeah.
I need to go back to my neck of the woods. But yeah, it's crazy the things that I would sit around in that it's like what Jay Klein just said. I'll go help people get out of there now, but it's not anywhere. I would bring my daughter to that shit. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a large reason why I stuck to myself as much as possible. I would get my shit and I'm gone. I don't want to chill. I don't want to kick it.
Yeah.
I used to hate like going to hotels and you got 17 people in a fucking a queen suite
Yeah.
at the Red Roof Inn, and I'm just I'm number 13 in line. And there's fucking 12 ahead of me. I'm like, dude, one girl's in the bathroom doing her makeup for the 15th time. One guy just won't stop talking. Yada yada. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to get my drugs and go, so I can go to the bathroom downstairs because I'm not doing it here. You fuckers are
I'm
nuts.
not sharing nothing with you fuckers.
Get me out of here because holy shit, you want to talk about anxiety?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. The Himalaya mountains. Himalaya there, Himalaya
And I
there,
used-
Himalaya there.
and
Fucking
plus,
people
like-
everywhere.
And like when I would do dirt, like I did it by myself because like I don't need. I'm just trying to clean out department stores. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to do anything else. Dude.
Yeah.
Just let me get some, and we can put it somewhere else. But all that other stuff, like. I'm like, bro, 17 people in a hotel room. How did we not get the police called on us?
Yeah.
Fucking riding around in cars with no registration, a license plate from Florida, from
Two different license plates
and the
on
tag,
the front.
dude, for real. This
Yeah.
was supposed to be on an HHR, and it's on a Hyundai.
Yeah.
And you're driving around, you got no headlights, and you got 6 people in a 4-person seater car, and you're passing around, you know what? And I'm like,
I used to like when people would get in their car and they'd have the zippy bag with all their shit in it, but then they'd have a lock on it, thinking that the cops aren't going to open
Right.
this fucking lock. No, they have to have a warrant for that. Motherfucker, they're going to get a warrant real quick for that shit. I promise you.
I think that was a fucking glowing ad for fucking Red Roof Inn, by the way.
I didn't even think about it.
I mean, it's like, I think it's
DM
like,
us
hey,
too. Well, we're looking.
do
How
it.
about, hey, I'll take a free hotel room. Hey, we're sober now.
Be the first time we ever stayed there sober.
Yeah, when I called you the other day, you know, just to tell you how proud I was of you, and then I made a comment to you. You know, I never cease to amaze myself. Sometimes that was a joke. I said something to you, and it was in regards to you two, and it was about us helping, right? Like you know, it was shortly after we got the DM from that young lady a couple weeks ago now, and I had said, you know, that if we could go out there and just find one more of y'all, you know, that are still in the battle, right, and we can get them out or help them find their way out, because you got to do that, right? Like you can't, not gonna be able to get them out. You've got to. They've got to find that way for themselves. But I was like, that kind of became my motive. If we can find another one of you, we can find another one of you. You know, how fucking dope would that be? How much better would?
Well, I think next episode I might have a personal announcement I'm going to be making.
All right.
I'm going to be launching a new venture,
Oh, cool.
Nice.
and I'm not going to get into too much detail right now. But there's a blueprint that you can follow, and it's real simple.
Yeah.
So my goal is I want to bring the best out of you so you can find you again. My whole thing is uplifting and empowering people.
Yeah.
I can show you the path. I can show you the tools and resources.
You just got to follow them.
Execute, baby.
That's dope. Well, speaking of announcements, I said that I had an announcement to make last time, and I wanted to bring that up this time, but it's going to involve you.
Nice.
I'm going to ask you just right now, where are you at on your steps?
I'm almost done.
All right.
So I will be done this next weekend. I'll be done.
So what step are you on?
So
Wow.
I'm at my amends. I'm about to start. I'm going to do my amends.
Step
I've already
9.
done 10, 11, 12. So I kind of went through it backwards. But 10, 11. So my sponsor told me any step with a 1, you need to do every day anyways. 1, 10, 11, 12. So you should always be doing those at all times. So
Shout out JB.
yeah, shout out JB.
Yeah.
He came over and took the time today and went through some of them with me. So the amends is where I'm at, and then I'll be done.
Awesome.
And then I'll
Awesome.
start sponsoring some people.
Let's go.
Well, here is the I want to work the steps.
Okay.
I've been saying since we started, and I've been learning a little bit more. I want to practice what I preach, so I said it would be really good for people who aren't addicts work the steps.
I think everyone should work the steps.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's more of a way of a life than it is, addicted to drugs thing, right?
About living in principle.
Yeah, right, right. So, I want to work the steps, but here's the fucking deal, Mike O'Brien.
Get you an addiction.
I can find one real fucking quick. Yeah, I'm not ready to give that one up. Okay, buddy. But I want to be your first sponsee.
Okay.
So you've got to get through these fucking steps, and then I will start to work them along with you.
Keeping it in the fam, huh?
Yeah, keeping
I'm
it in
down.
the fam.
You don't have to worry about me relapsing.
Yeah.
I've went through about 7 sponsors that all. Yeah, I went through a few of them that relapsed.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about me doing that. So
Well-
that's a plus.
If I thought there was any chance of that, I probably wouldn't ask you to do that.
Yeah,
but
I'll definitely
and I know I'm putting the cart before the horse. I'm not supposed to ask for you to be my sponsor until you are capable of doing so. So, but I want to get out of the gate, and I want to start doing that. Go through it from the perspective of a normie,
Yeah.
like myself. Talk about my experiences going through it, and I mean, but I can't do that without you. So that's the deal.
That's
so
the deal.
I think that'll bring up some pretty cool topics for some podcasts down the future,
Absolutely.
and maybe I can get a little tandem spot. Is that possible? Can
We
I
can
have
double team you.
Yeah, can I have the double team?
I've never said no to a double team.
Yeah, listen,
Hey, man, I got 2 sponsors,
listen.
and I'm better than 2.
Yeah, you guys can give me the old London Bridge.
You got my chick looking at me fucking crazy now.
Well, what did I do?
No.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Okay, that's probably the problem.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything. So, somebody reached out and
They asked, so they're a 3-year sobriety from opioids,
yeah,
and they asked, is Kratom, how do we feel about using Kratom on that? Is it, I forget how they worded it, but is it a replacement, or is it something that we can get behind for you using Kratom?
yeah. He said something about a serotonin replacement, right?
Well, that's a no for me.
Yeah,
That's going to be a no for me.
Yeah.
Hard no?
Hard no. Look, that's something you need to ask your sponsor. Ask your doctor. My opinion, my belief, I don't put anything that's mind or mood altering into my body. You're not getting kratom from a doctor. I have never heard of I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I've yet to hear from a doctor prescribing kratom.
right.
You get it at a head shop.
Yeah,
And you can build dependence on it, and you can withdraw from it. There's more holistic approaches that are healthier, better for you. Reach out to me. I can share those with you. I'll be on that lion's mane. I'll be on that lion's mane. I'll be on that She Legit. For real, this is real stuff.
yeah.
I just thought you were making shit up.
No.
Oh yeah, I
No.
thought you were making.
Bro, I'm on that She Legit, that lion's mane. I'm on that clean cause.
Clean cause.
I'm on good food.
Yeah,
Clean living, clean. I don't need anything. I don't need anything to replace anything.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I'm not a doctor. But I do know that if I put something in my body that is going to alter me, I'm going to take advantage of it.
yeah.
No doubt about that.
I think as the normie of the group too, like it's my first thought was what you just said. It was like, man, they're buying this shit at head shops and like at a fucking convenience store, man. Like something tells me that just something a little off about that to me, just that alone. Yeah. So I mean, who the fuck am I? But
So I was in rehab with the guy that was in there for kratom.
Wow.
That's what he was in there for. He was a meth user, and then to get off of meth, he started doing kratom, and then he got so addicted to kratom and was abusing it so much that he went to rehab for kratom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that's just one story I've heard. I've heard of other people doing that too. I know some people in the rooms that if they've taken kratom, they consider that a relapse,
Right.
and they'll start all over.
Yep.
So
I have a friend that did that.
yeah, it's so like, look, we're not doctors. We can just tell you what
Yeah,
we think
what we
ourselves
think. Yeah.
and what works for us. That doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. But yeah, I would definitely say, talk to your sponsor if you have one. If you don't have one, get one. Great one right there. About to be a great one.
DM me.
Yeah. And, I always ask yourself before you put something in your body, why do you feel like you have to put something in your body to make yourself feel better? Because I put drugs in my body because I like them.
Yeah.
Because I like them. It's not to make me feel better. It's not because I have shit in my past that I'm hurting from. I use meth because I like the way that it makes me feel. So if I'm putting kratom in my body, then I'm liking the way that that's making me feel too. And I will abuse it just like I'll abuse any drug that I put in my body.
Okay.
So,
Well, fair enough. Well, I think this Vegas time fucking
you can bring
podcast.
us?
Well, no.
Probably a good idea.
No,
It would've been a good
no,
idea.
I'm not gonna.
I would have been.
You guys are doing so well.
Where are
Like
these
I'm not
fuckers
gonna
at?
fucking bring
I
you
would've
to
been at that
the
blackjack table, fucking it up.
fucking Sin City. No fucking way. But we're
I
on
would have
the
some recovery there.
Yeah, buddy, we would have went to some meetings over there.
we're on
Saved
one
some
of
people.
these fucking bro. It's super late right now. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep. Something I never do.
Well, listen, man, it feels better when you don't. And that's just all I will say about that.
And with that,
You got the first snort.
Episode 7 in the books. So please, guys, keep supporting. It's still growing exponentially. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Go drink Clean Cause energy
yes.
drink. Please, please, please buy that. Buy boatloads of it. You know your money's going to a great cause, and it's fucking delicious. So, please, help support us. Help support it.
Yes. DM us messages. If you need help, reach out to us. All that shit.
Subscribe.
And hit that
follow
notification
it.
bell.
Hit the bell. Hit the fucking bell.
we out.
We out.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.